Will there ever be an Ian Rankin archive? There is an Ian Rankin archive. It lives in my house. I wish it didn't, because it takes up quite a lot of space. It's a moot point, actually, because, I was going through some boxes of stuff recently, stuff from the late 80s, when the fax machine was God. And I had these kind of big rolls of fax paper, shiny fax paper that faxes would print out on, and you would tear them off a sheet at a time. And they've now faded to blank sheets. I've just got boxes full of blank sheets of paper, where faxes once were, probably from my publisher, but it could be from my agent, could be from anybody, it could be foreign deals, I've no idea. So this notion of an archive is an interesting one, because in the future archives will be people's emails on the cloud, it will be tweets, it will be texts, it won't be physical letters anymore. Hardly anybody writes a letter. I can't remember the last time I wrote a proper letter. Postcards, I still send postcards, but letters to people, no. But there is an archive. I mean, there's a bunch of my stuff that sits in boxes, old receipts and old contracts and things, which hopefully one day will come to the National Library of Scotland, because I can't think of a better place for it. And some poor bugger will have to do their PhD trawling through these blank sheets of fax paper, or looking at my Amstrad floppy disks and trying to track down a machine where they can play the Amstrad floppy disks, and then find that everything on them's corrupted anyway, and all the information's gone, so there's nothing there. And just written on a disk will be Nuts and Crosses, third draft, and there'll be nothing. There'll be nothing. It's weird. I mean, I spent 3 happy years in the National Library of Scotland going through everything I could find about Muriel Spark, essays about her, book reviews, trawling through newspapers, because she, as a school kid, had a poem published. She won a prize for her poetry. And I went through a year's worth of the Scotsmans, or 2 years' worth of the Scotsmans from the 1930s, looking for this poem. Never found it. Never found it. But, along the way, found out lots of other stuff that was interesting to me, and it was, it was time well spent. But that's a kind of literary research that I'm afraid is going to die. It's going to die, and the next generation is going to have to find new tools for looking at a writer's life. And we may never get a writer's life as complete as the lives of writers we got in the late 20th century, because all that stuff, that way of corresponding and that way of storing stuff has already gone.